Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Seems British motorists are shunning new cars. We've got the lowest sales of new cars in quite some time. Not surprising given current economic climate. But even companies with their company car fleets are tending to go for slightly older, year-old, 2-year-old cars being bought in. There's not the big groundswell of new cars being sold. And indeed, you only have to look around the streets and you see a whole plethora of cars with O2 or 1-2 plates, things like that. O's and 10s, 2000 and 2010s, sometimes even back into the 1900s. Makes it sound like you're driving a jalopy, doesn't it? But a 1999 is still on a Y plate. So you still see a lot of older cars. Why? Why are there so many 20-odd-year-old cars driving around? Well, one is they work. There's no reason to get rid of things that actually work. Secondly, people like them. People like the older shapes. Yeah, sure, you don't have the ultra-modern this, that and the other and the Bluetooth and the sat-nav, but you can stick your sat-nav up on your phone up on the dash and use it as a sat-nav, play your tunes and things. There's no issue for all these things. So therefore, there's less and fewer things even to go wrong. There's also the money. It costs a lot of money now. New cars are horrendously expensive. Even basic cars, you can hardly buy a car for less than maybe £15,000 new. And of course, the moment you buy it, it's practically worthless. And so people are retaining their cars longer. I myself have a what is now 15-year-old car. To be fair, it's a nice car. If you want to know, it's a Mercedes CLS AMG. I know, but it's 15 years old. It's cheap as chips. I paid £2,000 for it. Why would you spend £60,000 new for that car? I bought a 15-year-old one for £2,000, and it goes like a whippet. Honestly, it's like a stabbed rat for £2,000, and that's the reason. The cars are retaining their value because people still want them. People don't want to spend a lot of money on a depreciating asset. This is a problem for all car makers now, all over the world. Nobody wants to sell. And indeed, the only cars that people want to sell are the ones that people don't want to buy. Electric. And that is why the bottom is falling out of the electric second-hand car market. You can spend £50,000 on your nice, shiny electric car today. In a year's time, you'll be lucky to get £2,000-3,000 for it. Seriously, that's how fast it goes. Car makers are in deep trouble, and all because of this government's push for electric cars. Because, of course, that's the other thing that's driving people, keeping petrol and diesel cars on the road longer. They don't want to make the change. So, expect to see a lot more old bangers chugging along. And good on them. I like old cars. Especially very old cars. I've got a neighbour who's got a 1971 Mercedes open top in sage green, and it is concourse. It is beautiful. It's horrendously expensive. Honestly, you could not afford to buy this car. It's 50 odd years old. They don't make them like that anymore. Thanks a lot. Bye.